You won't find Kansas City atop any leaderboard for apartment market performance, but Kansas City is still doing quite well by its own standards. Welcome to Apartment Market Dynamics from MPF Research. I'm Jay Parsons, your KC update. The story in Kansas City has been steady, moderate growth. No splashy numbers in any one quarter, but consistently solid numbers that we're seeing from one quarter to the next, and it's adding up to some pretty healthy fundamentals. We'll see that in this occupancy chart here. Very steady improvement, 8 straight quarters of year-over-year growth of 100 basis points or more. Just a couple quarter-over-quarter dips along the way, always made up for by growth that followed, and most recently, occupancy up 50 basis points in the second quarter and up 110 basis points year-over-year to a rate of 94.3%, and that is KC's highest rate since Q3 of 2007 and well above the long-term averages here. Over the past 10 years, Kansas City has averaged an occupancy rate of just 92.5%. And let's look at the year-over-year rent change numbers. Kansas City has never been a particularly big rent growth market, and the pre-recession days growth of around 2% annually was pretty typical. And relative to that history, you could see that these numbers are looking pretty good. Year-over-year rent hikes of 3 to 4% in each of the past 5 quarters. We did see a little drop-off between Q1 and Q2 from 4.1% to 3.3%. That keeps KC about 70 basis points below the U.S. average, but it's still a very healthy number for Kansas City. And as you might expect to see, Kansas City is one of those bifurcated markets where we see much better numbers at the top end of the market than in the bottom half of the market. Take a look at occupancy rates by age, above 95% in apartments from the 2000s, the 1990s, and the 1980s, but we're in the 92% range for apartments from the 1970s and earlier. And the same trend plays out on a submarket level. Take a look at the Johnson County submarkets in particular. These are the Metro's 4 occupancy leaders, all strong rates, with the 2 Overland Park submarkets on top, 96.6 and 96.5%. So here's how significant of a role those Johnson County submarkets play in the overall picture for Kansas City. If you exclude the 4 Johnson County submarkets out of the equation, occupancy in Kansas City would come in at just 92.8%, 150 basis points below its actual rate. And the same trend plays out on the rent side of the equation. 3 of the top 4 submarkets for year-over-year rent growth are located in Johnson County. South Kansas City Grandview is the only exception, and South Overland Park is the leader with rents up 5.1% annually. Now as we look at the forecast, a couple of good tailwinds here. First of all, new supply levels will continue to be minimal, and second of all, employment growth is expected to continue to be pretty steady, and that should allow for more steady growth in the apartment market. We're looking for apartment occupancy to climb right above 95%, and for rents to increase another 4.2%. And that wraps up for Kansas City, so until next time for Apartment Market Dynamics and MPF Research, I'm Jay Parsons. Thank you for watching.
Want more? Go deeper with NPF Research's apartment market reports. From a national level, down to individual metros, to specific neighborhoods, NPF Research has been providing unparalleled apartment market intelligence to the multifamily industry for almost 5 decades. Learn more by contacting us at 877-284-4938 or visit www.npfresearch.com and click on Market Reports.